from a couple solution standpoint. I know you blockchain. So you talk about that at InvestFest a little bit, but talk about how you think bringing it full circle back to 2022. Talk about how you think the blockchain can actually, because nothing's going to change overnight. There's no like one solution.
Right.
Talk about blockchain technology can actually lead to some progress.
Well, the beauty of it, because the blockchain, you can go solution by solution by solution, right? In different areas and different industries. So let's say specifically hip hop. We seen what Nas did with his NFT drop. He dropped it on the blockchain. You understand me? It executes the smart contract, and the smart contract was written that basically you have royalties and some rights to his song. You understand me? That you get paid this dividend for owning this particular NFT, because it's going to verify and it's going to execute whatever's written inside that. So, and now we're seeing Meek Mill's dropping his mixtape on the blockchain. So the blockchain now becomes the new distribution, right? Everybody who's at earshot that heard that the same way Tory Lanez was able to do it, right? Everybody who heard that, oh snap, I don't have to buy it on iTunes. I don't have to buy it on Spotify. I don't have to buy it anywhere else. I can go directly buy it on blockchain, which is owned by nobody. You understand me? It's decentralized, meaning that basically it's owned by everybody, because everybody can have access to it. Nobody stores the information and can take it away from you. Once you buy it, it is yours, and that information is stored only to you. So now all of the artists can decide whenever they get out they contracts, you understand me, a new artist that's coming up, they can create completely new business models of how they operate, right? So the marketing would be social media, just getting the attention. But the new distribution has nothing to do with a label. Labels are essentially people that give you loans with bad interest rates. You understand me? And take way too much of your business, even though you executed everything and you the talent and the whole nine. That's like a bank saying that, all right, I'm gonna give you $1 million, but I want to cut off everything you sell. Like, ain't nobody taking that deal from no bank. Ain't no way you negotiating that with me. But that's how they've been able to historically get off on rappers, because they knew nothing of the business. So instead of saying that, you know what, I don't want the bank, you understand me? The new bank becomes decentralized, where the people can give the loans to the rappers. You understand me? Saying that, listen, I love your music, all right? And because I love your music as much, of course, I'm going to buy into your NFT or your token that's connected to the distribution of your music. The rappers can take that and utilize that towards their marketing budget, towards their A&R, towards their own development, their tour and everything. They can reconnect that same merch to those same projects on the blockchain, right? They can incentivize and create communities, right? Because the biggest and most beautiful thing that we've seen out of something like this NFT ways is the community aspect of it. I had a thesis that everything that was luxury is going to become a business model standard, right? So country clubs were a luxury. Now NFTs are the new country clubs, right? Rappers we know have huge fan bases. I'm talking about millions upon millions. We seen John Legend had to give up his masters, or he didn't have to, but he sold it, right? But he got, what, 18 million followers on Twitter, 18 million followers on Instagram. Why couldn't he generate a community, take that same number that they was going to pay him, and create him a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization that's connected to the royalties and rights of all his music? And the people that listens to it, there's a way that he can connect that and he can get royalties and he can get paid off of it. Essentially what I'm saying is every business model, right, that historically has robbed us, we can now find a way to take advantage of by putting it on the blockchain and taking out the middleman. They already showed us every business model that works, right? Now we just saying that instead of this label that robs us, let's put that on the blockchain that's now decentralized. Because with the smart contracts, the NFTs, the DAOs, the blockchain, and all these other new protocols that we can use, for us to continue to utilize old systems is willingly putting ourselves into slavery. If we want to go, we've historically talked about Black-owned businesses that take their exit strategies and sell to white-owned companies. We can now take those same Black-owned businesses that want to have an extra strategy and sell, but we can create a DAO where it's connected to a token and all people buy in these tokens and they have governance where they get to vote on what goes into the money. So if we get a pot of $100 million and we be like, you know what, I like UI, I love what they doing. This DAO that's owned by the people who owned by your fans and the people that watch it say, you know what, we want to offer y'all $50 million to sell us 20%, because I'm going to evaluate y'all good. You know what I'm saying? Let me give you a good evaluation. $50 million for 20%, right? Y'all still get to run, manage it, keep 80% and do whatever y'all want to do. But now the people get to share in that profit, and everybody who owns a token based on a percentage of ownership can now benefit, right, from this company existing. And that means that y'all no longer have to take, or any company, period, no longer have to take money that they don't want to take, right? Black media companies are looking for ad dollars right now. There's barely any what they call black unicorn VC funds. And these VC funds are venture capitalist funds that run billions and billions and billions of dollars. These billions of dollars goes towards everybody else's ideas but ours, right? So it's hard for us to get the capital and the resources to really build out big ideas. But if we look at just in our community with the 45 plus million people that exist, and we say, listen, we got 1.5 trillion spending power. Well, we can take a tenth of that, 20% of that, and we can start putting into businesses and start funding all of the businesses that exist within our communities. Jeff Bezos was able to get to the point he's at because his parents were investors. And they gave that man, I think it was what, $500,000 at the time? Something around $250,000. It was a big number. Then the rest of the people in his family, he went and lobbied to try to get about $50,000 for each one of them, raising about $1 million so that he can start a digital library in a time where it made no sense. And it had nothing to do with his degree. But they said, we're going to take that risk. We can now have the ability to take those same risks and start funding our own world. That's what we do. When we see somebody in our community that we love to see, and we be like, damn, I wish they had more media behind them. I wish they had a bigger budget to do more of this. Like, I would love to see a HBO type shows with the type of peers that we have so we can run it up and have more influence. Where the people can say, you know what? I'm going to invest in this particular fund over here. And then at the end of the day, now we can vote on which person we want to get a loans to. Or it ain't even got to be a loan. It can be a grant. You understand me? And so the blockchain allows us to create solutions where otherwise it wouldn't have been possible. Because guess what? The blockchain has been proven up until this point, right, to not be hackable. So one of the biggest issues that we have in our community is trust. If you wanted to do something with your family right now, right, the trust gonna be the biggest problem. I don't know if I can trust them niggas though, man. That's our thing. That's our low frequency. It comes in. That's the quick voice that come in. I don't know if I can trust these niggas, right? But if you put it on the blockchain, I don't have to trust you no more. So we're gonna create a smart contract that say, listen, let's say we can connect our paychecks.
That's why it's called a smart contract.
Smart contracts. If we can connect our paychecks, right, and let's say we're going to allocate 20% to investments. Now, before, and when does this money get allocated, right? Let's say that one of the people in there is a strategist or earner, where they learned about stocks or they learned about crypto. And they say, okay, the person that learns about crypto, I want y'all to manage which cryptos we buy into. Now, this person doesn't get autonomy to just pick and decide. All of these wallets will be connected to where each time a person tries to change something, everybody that has a wallet has to click accept, right? So now nobody can do any fraudulent or greedy things to steal from one another because everybody has to agree, right? So now you just created a system to where y'all can have your own fund in each household in America, right? These things were not available to us until the blockchain created this ledger system to where we can put all data and transactions in a transparent manner. And it's what they call immutable. So for me, I look at the blockchain to say that every single problem that we once had, we can find a creative way to solve it utilizing blockchain technology. People think, like, we talk about the metaverse. Some people don't like the metaverse because they don't understand it, right? And at the end of the day, we can utilize the metaverse to solve different issues and problems, even PTSD and mental health issues that exist. It might be hard to get people to go into nature. I would love for every person that got an issue with metaverse to go spend 10 hours in nature a week at least, because I know the average person doesn't. But there's ways and studies that they're utilizing that particular technology to help solve PTSD, and that exists in the hood rampantly, right? We can solve issues and supply chain issues all around the world because they're going to change. They're trying to figure out right now, because I believe the supply chain is like a $50 trillion industry, right? To put everything on the blockchain, make it more trustable, safe, secure, transparent, right? Now, if you do that, there's ways that you can look at every food desert that exists in America. And food deserts is when you don't have a proximity to nutrient available foods. So Dr. Wesley did a great report. It's on zip codes in America, and it shows the distance between these zip codes, right, and these food deserts. So if you can pinpoint each and every single one on the map, you can say, you know what, all we have to do is close the distance between this person needing to get some nutrient available and this person. So you can fill the gaps by putting a bodega in there. And then the supply chain and the food can be connected to farms that are connected to the blockchain that are sending and servicing food. So when this one runs out, it'll have an automated system to start fulfilling. So even if you don't follow everything in what I'm saying in the whole system, you start to understand that, wait a minute, the food issue is connected to the criminal issue. It's connected to the household. It's connected to so many different things that we want to see. So by solving one problem, we actually solve 1,000 problems. You understand me? And so for me, I want us to be intelligent enough to think about, and intelligence is really solving problems in the future. Your ability to solve problems, that's how you want to measure your intelligence. So we can't consider ourselves an intelligent people unless we have the ability to solve our problems. And I don't want us to be consistently reacting to technology and how everybody else is using it, but we never think about how we can use it to solve our problems. Even NFTs, like I've never looked at NFTs as art projects. A lot of people have, right? I've always looked at NFTs as ways to build communities, to create IPOs and new brands and new business models and do more charity. Like, I'm gonna give y'all this last thought process, because I know for a fact that there's going to be a point in time where everybody has NFTs in their wallet, right? So right now, you know, if you go on the internet and you show yourself giving a dollar to a homeless person, people will have an issue with you showing that type of charity off, right? But at the end of the day, I think this will get to a point where we transparent with the amount of charity that we do give and how we give. That I would love for my wallets, and since it's going to be transparent on the blockchain anyway, then why wouldn't I buy NFT connected to a program that helps with physical abuse, right, of women across America, right? Hell yeah, I got that NFT. And that means that if everybody in America got that NFT, then that's just $1 billion that just got funded to help solve those issues. Or they go in there and they do violence intervention programs in America, right? Like, now we have a way to say that, all right, I'm putting my money where I say my mind is, where I say my heart is, right? So you got the social aspect, then you have the philanthropic aspect, you understand me? Then you add the technology in, and it allows all of us to say that, you know what, I'm diversified in the ways that I think I can help humanity. You understand me? And we can solve so many problems tomorrow, today, if we decide to actually use technology to solve our problems.
My graduates from my school being Forbes, bag drop.
Bag drop.
A mic drop, bag drop.
Bag drop.